Welcome to the Zambia Research and Development Center, an institution dedicated to national development through capacity building and community development. Established in 2007 by a group of professionals and lecturers, ZRDC has since become a hub of research and innovation in the country. Registered with the Ministry of Home Affairs under the Registrar of Societies, ZRDC pursues cutting-edge research to address pressing social and economic challenges. Get involved. ZRDC engages in activities that stimulate international collaboration, promote knowledge sharing, and make research expertise available to decision makers. Our mission at ZRDC is to foster innovation and capacity building for national development. We believe in addressing poverty and underdevelopment through institutional and capacity building, human empowerment, and gender participation. In our quest to foster innovation and capacity building for national development, ZRDC launched the ZRDC University Sponsorship for Capacity Building and Development Program to facilitate knowledge advancement among ZRDC researchers and those intending to join the research community. Qualified Zambian citizens can pursue education at credible universities in Zambia with guaranteed prospects of joining the ZRDC research community. ZRDC engages in industrial and technological research, covering research development and innovative investigations to drive dynamic industrial development at national and regional levels. Join us at the Zambia Research and Development Center as we continue to innovate, empower, and shape a brighter future for Zambia. ZRDC, fostering innovation and capacity building for national development.
Hello and thank you for joining us. My name is Chico Gracie and this is your Icu Tv news bulletin. Let's take a quick look at the stories making headlines. 2 Zambia Army Special Forces officers allegedly nabbed for assaulting female police officers in Kabwe. Fuel pump prices reduced for June 2025. Youth Sport and Arts Minister engages ICU students following tuition support. Ukraine accuses Russia of undermining next round of peace talks. Copper Queens draw 1-1 with Botswana in friendly match. And now, the details. 2 Zambia Army Special Forces officers who recently graduated are allegedly in police custody after reportedly assaulting 2 female police officers on duty at Lukanga Police Post in Kabwe. The alleged incident occurred yesterday and has since sparked concern over the conduct of military personnel outside their line of duty. The 2 suspects were allegedly apprehended and are currently being held in police cells as investigations continue. While the full details remain unclear, and in peaceful source close to the matter has confirmed that the arrest of the 2 army officers. However, police have so far remained tight-lipped about the incident. Efforts to get details from the Central Police Commissioner Charity Munganga proved unsuccessful by press time, as she stated that the police would unveil details tomorrow. The Energy Regulation Board, ERB, has reduced fuel pump prices for the month of June 2025, effective midnight on 31st May. ERB Board Chairperson James Banda reveals that the price of petrol has dropped from 32 kwacha 14 ngwe to 31 kwacha 36 ngwe per litre. Mr. Banda says diesel has been reduced from 27 kwacha 38 ngwe to 25 kwacha 12 ngwe per litre, while kerosene now costs 24 kwacha 79 ngwe from the previous 26 kwacha 88 ngwe. He further states that Jet A1 fuel will now sell at 27 kwacha 80 ngwe per litre, down from 29 kwacha 44 ngwe. Mr. Banda adds that the new prices will remain in effect until further notice. Minister of Youth, Sports and Arts, Elvis C. Kandu, MP, met with students from the Information and Communications University, ICU, to acknowledge the ministry's intervention in settling outstanding tuition fees for 3 students, thereby enabling them to sit for their upcoming examinations. Led by Union President Gift Mushiba, the students expressed gratitude for the timely support and praised the government's reintroduction of meal allowances in public institutions as a move that continues to benefit thousands of learners across the country. Mr. Nkando reaffirms the government's commitment to education, describing it as a key pillar in national development and youth empowerment. The meeting was also attended by Permanent Secretary Mr. Kangwa Chileshe and Mr. Fumba Chama. We take our first break. Stay tuned for more news after this.
Did you know that you've got the right to complain against any radio or television broadcast? Did you also know that every radio or television station has an obligation to respond and address your complaints when aggrieved? The first step is to complain to the station not more than 3 months after the broadcast took place. It is expected that the station will respond reasonably to you, that is within 14 days. If not satisfied, then escalate your problem to the Independent Broadcasting Authority.
We're at Mass Media Complex, Ali King Carter Road, PO Box 32475, Lusaka, or call us on +260 211 250589 or visit our website at www.iba.org.zm. IBA, promoting ethical and professional broadcasting.
Welcome back. In our local news, Chief Ndake of the Nsenga people in Mweemba district has encouraged traditional healers to uphold honesty and integrity in their practice. He notes that, like conventional health professionals, traditional practitioners aim to perceive and improve people's lives. Chief Ndake further calls for collaboration between traditional healers and public health institutions, suggesting that a referral system be established for cases beyond the capacity of traditional healers. He emphasized the traditional healing has long existed and supported communities in treating various ailments. However, he stressed that the need for traditional healers to gain recognition based on their professionalism and ethical standards. The chief made these remarks during a courtesy visit by the Traditional Health Practitioners Association of Zambia, TAPAZ, and Upright Africa.
Traditional healers, madokta chimuntu, nomakwala chimuntu, ozindikira kuti alipo mankwala chimuntu ochija abantu. So, ichi niye chikuru, nakuti chapasa mphamvu kuli madokta yati nao traditional healers ya munzu chapasa mphamvu to kasi nizoona nase otizindikira kuti nase tuyabya means because means niye mufuma abantu. So chitangani ni first aid clinic kamango kamangu ngati avutikira awana nako nawo koma chikuru ni chakuti abantu bamizirebe osatako kukatilira ngokatilira bali matenda yo yakuziva kuna kuti aya tingachilise ndipo tuchilisa tawaita koma yana kutoonekeratu kufunika kamango kamangu apereka kuchipatala vantu vachitareferera kuchipatala. So mgwirizano uyu ulinewo wankhala kuno ngako chifukwa wachitarecognize ma traditional healers nakuti ngati tasevenzera pamo na vakuchipatala munga Mweemba Foundation na ma traditional leaders vasu.
Vision Zambia Executive Director Namtula Sindila has called on communities to actively improve water and sanitation facilities in schools to safeguard pupils from preventable health issues. Ms. Sindila discloses that her organization recently received a distress call from a concerned parent in Wapula province, reporting that several schoolgirls had contracted urinary tract infections due to the use of overflowing Pitla twins. She stresses that the importance of proper management and treatment of Pitla twins, warning that poor sanitation poses serious health risks that can disrupt students' education. Ms. Sindila also urges stakeholders to support the implementation of the presidential directive on increasing access to running water in public facilities, particularly schools, and appealed to civil society to prioritize modern sanitation infrastructure in the planning and budgets.
We received a phone call from a parent who was concerned about his child that was at a given school in Mweemba province. What had happened at that school was that the Pitla twins were full, but the pupils, because it's a boarding school, the pupils were forced to keep using those toilets because they had no other option. What resulted from that was urinary tract infections across the schoolgirls in that given school. I think at some point many schools had to be pulled out and taken to health centers by their parents because they were sick for quite a period of time. My call to action would be to emphasize the need for Pitla twins to be buried or filled as soon as they are full. Communities need to take a very, they need to treat that as a priority. They shouldn't keep using the Pitla twins even when they're full or using them when they are not treated. It's sad that the education and health of these girls were compromised, and it really takes a community to rise and make sure that it doesn't happen again.
You are still watching Icu TV main news. We will now go on a short break. Stay tuned for international news.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260 211 221 662 or 0966 342 359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
Thank you for staying with us. In international news, Russia is yet to send negotiating proposals to Ukraine. A key demand by Kyiv Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said Moscow's conditions for a ceasefire would be discussed in Turkey. But Vladimir Zelensky accused Moscow of doing everything it can to ensure the next possible meeting is fruitless. He said that for a meeting to be meaningful, its agenda had to be clear and negotiations had to be properly prepared. He added that Ukraine had sent its proposals to Russia, reaffirming its readiness for a full unconditional ceasefire. We are still in international news. The U.S. Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, has warned China posing an imminent threat to Taiwan, while urging Asian countries to boost defense spending and hard work with the U.S. deter war. While the U.S. does not seek to dominate or strangle China, it would not be pushed out of Asia nor allow its allies to be intimidated, Hegseth said while addressing in a high-level Asian Defense Summit. In response, China has accused the U.S. of being the biggest troublemaker for regional peace. Many in Asia fear potential instability if China invades Taiwan, a self-governing island claimed by Beijing. China has not ruled out the use of force. We take another break. Stay tuned for sports news.
Did you know that mental health conditions are treatable and recovery is possible? Hi, I'm Ngenia Febamoyo. I'm your host on Let's Talk Mental Health. I invite you all to this show where you freely express yourself, and together we find a solution. For more details, you can contact 0777 93 73 92, and we'll be there to help you find solutions to whatever you're going through.
In sports news, the Copper Queens played to a 1 1-1 draw against Botswana in a friendly match at Lucas Moripe Stadium as part of a Three Nations tournament. The match served as a vital preparation for the upcoming Women's African Cup of Nations WAFCON. Barbara Banda scored for Zambia in the 67th minute following a defensive error by Botswana. Botswana equalized in the 79th minute through Ontlaminsi after a rebound from the class attempt. The Copper Queens will next face South Africa on Tuesday, June 3rd, in another friendly match aimed at refining their strategy ahead of WAFCON. That sports item brings us to the end of our main news. But before we go, let's take a look at the stories that made headlines. 2 Zambian Army Special Forces officers allegedly nabbed for assaulting female police officers in Kabwe. Fuel pump prices reduced for June 2025. Youth Support and Arts Minister engages ICU students following tuition support. And in international news, Ukraine accuses Russia of undermining the next round of peace talks. Copper Queens draw 1-1 with Botswana in a friendly match. Thank you so much for staying with us. For more news details, you can visit our Facebook page, Icu TV, or our website, icutvzm.com. See you next time.
The Ministry of Education had a successful uniform day. This is just to say thank you. Gratitude goes to the Minister of Education, Honorable Douglas Munsaka Siakalima, for your leadership and for allowing the Directorate of Human Resource and Administration, in collaboration with the Communications Unit, to host this day. To the Permanent Secretary, Administration, Ms. Mariana Muneku, for giving us wings, fly high, and for believing in us. To the Permanent Secretary, Educational Services, Mr. Joe Kamoko, for giving us Ichimwela. To the Permanent Secretary, Information and Media, Mr. Tabo Kawana, for always supporting us. To the former Vice President, Dr. Neves Mweemba, thank you for wearing your uniform. We are greatly humbled. Special thanks go to Zambia Education Programs Coordination Unit for meeting us at our point of need. To all the directors at the Ministry of Education, the CEOs of our statutory bodies, the heads of units, the PEOs, devs, and all members of staff, thank you. To the thousands and thousands of head teachers across the country that took part. To our biggest sponsors, the Zambian National Building Society and the Zambia Industrial Commercial Bank, you made us shine. To our other sponsors, Zanaco, Healthy Learners, Digital Optical, Awanachi, Jack and Jill, and Buffalo Bicycles. We wouldn't have done it without you. To the media houses, Information Communications University, Icu TV, for promoting Uniform Day. For all that posting, editing, and filming before, during, and after. Thank you. To Zenise for covering us countrywide. To Hot FM, ZNBC TV 1 and 2, ZNBC Radio 1, 2, and 4, Diamond TV, Prime TV, Zambia Daily Mail, Times of Zambia, The Real Times, among other media platforms, for the heavy promotion and coverage of the event. To great influencers like K+, Chela Katwishi, Man44, Abo Chungu, Cosmos, Limbani, and Mozegeta, so many of you spreading the word, thank you. To our cooperating partners, professionals in the civil aviation, APSA and other banks, NWASCO, local government, judiciary, ShopRite, NGOs, and the clergy for putting on the school uniform in solidarity with us. You rock! And finally, to the people of Zambia for the enthusiasm and overwhelming response. Thank you for all the posts and for putting Zambia Kuchalo!